What do Postman Pat and postmodernism have in common? You guessed it, fucking nothing. Hello everybody, my name is Ant, and today I'm taking a look at this new Post Malone album. Hollywood is bleeding. Yep, that's right, Post Malone is back with a new album. But before I get into it, I do kind of want to touch on his history. So, like most people, I discovered this guy a bit before Stoney, and I'll be real with you, I didn't think much of him at the time. He was at least unique in whatever the hell scene we had back then, but still, I just didn't really get the appeal. But despite this, he was still making waves. Songs like Rockstar and Psycho were doing really well, and this led him up to his sophomore release, Beer, Bongs, and Bentleys, which I also didn't like that much. Don't get me wrong, there's some creative stuff on there, but re-listening to it, it has not aged well. Combine that with the fact that at the time I thought it was just good, not great, and I am seriously finding it difficult to work out why this guy is so popular. I'm not a Post Malone hater, I'm just surprised that this guy has gotten where he is given his quality. And so that leaves us to Hollywood is Bleeding, which ironically, given the name, is probably his least edgy album. Like in most of his previous stuff, he had a sad boy edge, but he doesn't really have that much anymore. I mean, it's not like there are no complaints on this album. Enemies is basically just saying, wow, I have no friends. But in terms of hard-hitting emotions, there's no rich and sad. And in fact, a lot of the songs in here feel more like party jams than sad anthems. I feel that it's probably just because he's in a different place in life as of writing this. And while we're talking about bangers, this album does have a few. The opening track, Hollywood is Bleeding, is actually a really good intro to the album. It goes through one or two switches during its runtime and was a generally pleasant listen. And there are more songs such as Allergic with a pretty creative production. Allergic! Woo! 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 What? The album also has quite a few features on it. The list includes DaBaby, Travis Scott, and Ozzy Osbourne? Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne is just kind of on this album, and he puts in a pretty damn good performance. But I kind of wish he was given more time, and I especially wish he was given more vocal chemistry with Post Malone. Be like me and say what you want about his music, you can't deny his vocals are at least interesting, and seeing the way he would play with Ozzy would be pretty cool, but it's just kind of a moment we don't get. Also, Travis Scott is here, and like, I don't even think it's a hot take to say that Travis Scott isn't very good behind the mic. He shines best as a producer and organizer who put this shit together, I'm the glue. And most of the others aren't too good. Lil Baby, DaBaby, even Future. That's not to say there are no interesting ones. Halsey actually kind of upstages Post in her song. And Young Thug's verse on Goodbye hits way harder than it should. I wanna slice you and dice you. And speaking of vocals, they can actually get slightly intense throughout the album. The aforementioned I Feel You Crumbling in My Arms and the Can You Feel It of the song Can You Feel It? Oh, don't worry, I'll stop singing now. But the vocals aren't all that matters. What also matters is what he's even singing in the first place. And, sorry to say, but these are some of the weaker lyrics he's written. From his overly indulgent, I can do what I want, you guys, to just specific lines which stick out as dumb to me. The standout one being, been doing what I want since fetus. But there are others that stick out in my brain, like him looking at his plaques while he's on the toilet. Like, there's an image I have in my head now. Thanks, Post. And cause I have to touch on it, the production isn't anything too special. It's this usual trap mixed with guitars with some rock thrown in there. Elements of R&B and some blacked out synths. Overall, nothing is sticking out to me too much. The vocal performances, lyrics and production are all okay at best on half the track list. But having said that, there are some highs on this album, and even some pretty great tracks. But it just doesn't hit the highs of something like Beer Bongs and Bentleys. Even if I don't like that album too much, it still had some undeniably great moments. Hollywood's Bleeding just doesn't. None of it's awful, it's arguably his most consistent album. It just failed to take me up to the levels that some of his other stuff has. And because of that, and the fact that there's very little that'll probably take me back to this album, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. It's good, pretty consistent, there are some standout tracks, but I'll probably never listen to this album again. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that album. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you liked it. It helps me a lot in the algorithms. If you enjoyed the review and want to hear some of my other opinions, you can check out my other reviews. And I'm told there's this red button with a bell next to it you can click. Who knows, man? Who knows? Smash the bell and YouTube will mail my videos through your post box. It's not funny.